Okay, I've got a 2014 Dodge Durango. The blend door actuator slash gear failed again. I actually replaced the gear probably 25,000 miles ago. It's got 145 now, and the driver's side blend door was acting up. So basically, turn the heat on, you get no heat. Turn the AC on, and you get heat. So what I did is first knee pad, blanket, because you got to dig in there. The parts that I removed to access the actuator on the driver's side, this part here, one connector, and removed this duct work. And the other half of this part is hanging right there. I never disconnected the connector to that sensor because I couldn't figure it out, so it was just hanging there. If you watch other videos, you'll see guys taking this out, a lot of this part. So basically I was able to get in there without taking apart the lower dash assembly. So all I did was take this out, and the duct worked. And then the trick to getting to the actuator without taking all this apart, I found, is to come in and literally have my right arm behind the brake lever as I'm lying down. Okay. I'm about 6'2", 190 pounds, and my hands, extra large, but I don't really have sausage fingers. So why I'm mentioning that is because getting behind the brake lever, I think if I was any bigger or fatter, it'd probably be very difficult to do. So I think if you're slim, about my size or smaller, I think this can be done. Again, see the brake lever there? Get your right arm behind that brake lever, and you kind of spin on your back as you're getting your right arm behind the brake lever. And I was able to use my right arm to take the screws out, align the gears, do everything you need to do with the actuator to remove and install. Okay, so I put in a flashlight, so hopefully we can see the actual actuator, the part that I replaced. So I'm going to go in with the phone camera, get my arm behind the brake pedal, brake lever, and try and show you what I did here. So again, I got a foam pad on the floor, I got a blanket here. My Durango actually has a lift on it and bigger tires, so it's a little higher up, probably 3 inches, 4 inches higher up than a normal Durango, depending on the model, but I think the fact that it's up a little helps. And okay, I'm going in with the camera, so with the phone I mean. So now I'm going behind, so my arm's going behind. I don't know if that shows up, but anyway, I'm going behind. I got a flashlight up there, and so now I'm on my back. There's the steering column, and there's the stupid actuator and gear assembly that keeps breaking. So there it is. So I don't know if you can tell, but I can literally get, okay, I'm going to take my left hand. Okay, here's my left hand. So we can see the actuator. Okay, now you see my hand going in there. So I've got clear access to the screws. I don't know if you can see, oh, hold on, it's kind of hard. But anyway, so there's, let's focus. Come on, focus. Anyway, you can see my hand going in there. This is the harder screw right here. The access right here. So that one, I'll show you in a bit the tools I used, but see how I can get my fingers in there with my, so I'm just showing like how much room I have to play with. And then my hand's going right in here. And I don't know if you can see that, but anyway. So that's the position I'm in. I'm lying flat and my arm's behind the brake lever. And I've got, so taking that vent out, which attaches right here, and you just kind of jam it in there. I don't know if you can see that, but this is where the ductwork was. So removing that ductwork gives you, and I'm just moving my hand around to show you, but this gives you all this room to access. And I didn't take apart my lower dash. Okay, the tools I used this to remove the plastic retaining clips for the lower cowl, I guess the felt part with the light in it. And you see some videos out there. So it's a T20. The two bolts that hold the actuator in place are T20. I think I saw one video out there that said T15, but anyway, it's T20. So when I first replaced the gear a couple years ago, I watched a couple videos and they made this tool. So basically a normal wrench, hand wrench with a T20, and I just glued it in there and I had shaved the top off. And this actually is a huge pain in the ass to, even with the room I generated in there by removing the ductwork, this is very difficult. So I don't recommend using this method. So what I did is so this is when I did the gear assembly, or the gear back 2 years ago. I found this part, I think it was at O'Reilly's, but basically you can take a T20 bit, insert it right here, so like this, okay, and now you can actually spin this with your right hand to remove the bolt, okay. And so the first time I did this, I couldn't generate enough torque to loosen it, so I was actually able to get in there. I was actually able to start it and get in there with this. So I've just got a Craftsman small ratchet here, and was able to get it started. And then especially for the bolt that's hard to access, once this got close to an obstruction, I just pulled it out and then removed it from the ratchet and then finished up with this. So now I'm going to go in back underneath and try and show you how well this tool fits in. Okay, so I'm going back in, got my phone in my left hand, got the tool in my right hand. I'm going under the brake lever, spinning around. Oh, I gotta slide back a little. And now, right here, let's see. And, okay, so I'm in. So I don't know if you can see that, but, so I got my tool in there. And then, just to show you how easy it is. Oh, the light, I don't have the light quite right. So now I'm trying to get the T20 in the bolt head. There it is. Got it. Hopefully that shows up. So there, I think you can see that. So basically I got the phone in my left hand and my right hand's doing all the work. So this is the back one, and there's plenty of room for a ratchet. Now I'm going to go back to the front one, and all I'm doing is showing you how easy this actually is. And then you can just take this, you're going to loosen it with the ratchet, and then you just spin this tool and you can get the bolt out real quick. Okay, now when you're installing the gear, so you'll see that flat part. So that lines up with the flat part there. I marked the center of the gear. I don't know if you can see that. I marked it with a gray Sharpie. And then the gear that's on the blend door, I did the same thing. So when you're installing the actuator, you got to make sure that the gear is in the proper position. So the proper position is this wide gear in the middle fitting into the wide gear or cog, whatever you want to call it, on the actuator door. This is the old actuator, the original. If you see that arrow there, you want the gear positioned, centered with that arrow in the home position. So basically this is how I removed it. When you receive the new part, so I got a Dorman and it actually delivered in this position. I saw another video. What you want to do is plug in the actuator, turn the ignition to run, and I guess you can let it rotate, unplug it when it's centered. I guess that's if you receive the actuator and the gear is not in this position. So this is the home position when the ignition is off. Okay, you saw earlier that the actuator is installed, it's secured. I tightened down the 2 bolts. My next step is to install this piece that basically, so I got the other half hanging here because I wasn't able to figure out how to disconnect this guy. I just wasn't able to do it, whatever. So I just let it hang there. It was fine. So basically, okay, that half that's hanging there is gonna be right in this area. And this is kind of how it goes together. It just all kind of snaps together. So anyway, next step, reinstall this piece, and then that piece, and then this piece, and then this piece. This is the outlet, which fits in that slot. Okay, going back in, I just got that part in. Try to show you. So there's some left hand, my phone, hand. So there's the other half. And you can see right there is the door for lower heat, floor heat, basically on or off. Okay, I'm underneath. And get the light out. Okay, so I got the other half in, and there's basically 2 snaps. So I'm showing one right there. Man, I wish it would. Well, let's try it. Okay, so I got the flashlight in my left hand, phone in my right hand. So right there, and then there's a snap back there. Only took me like 5 minutes to get the second half in. The first half I struggled a little, probably took me maybe 10 minutes. So anyway, so that's in there. So there's the, on the right side, the second half in. Then you see that has to snap right there. Then on the other side, there's another piece that snaps together. Okay? It's a little janky, a little wobbly, but anyway, it's there, it's in, it's together. And I didn't have to take apart the lower dash. Okay, so this part goes in like this. And then this over here is connected with a plastic clip. So I broke that one. I'll just replace it with something I have. So I come in like this. And then just match it up here. Okay, I have a kit of plastic fasteners, and what I ended up using is this guy, 6mm. You basically stick it in the hole and push down on this. Okay, to attach this part here, I'm using the same, you can see this, using the same 6mm plastic fastener, and I'm going to do this one here, right here, and then just push up. And actually it fits, it actually works really well. I don't know if you notice here, put a gear tie to kind of secure this guy so it doesn't rattle. So anyway, it's pretty good right there. And yep, all done. So basically all I did to access the actuator and the gear for the blend door on the driver's side was remove this and remove the vent assembly for the lower airflow, and right arm behind here when I'm lying on my back, and I was able to access everything.